Welcome into WFRV Plus Sports Night. I am Kyle Malzahn. Usually I say I got the pleasure of being with Carson Fowler, but if I look right here, Carson Fowler is not here. It's just your boy, Kyle Malzahn here, talking everything in the green and gold as we get you ready for this playoff matchup in Chicago on Saturday night. Was going to say Sunday, but kind of weird that Amazon Prime is going to have it if you're in the Green Bay market or in Wisconsin in the Madison and Milwaukee area. One of your local affiliates will carry the game, so don't worry. You'll be able to watch the green and gold as long as you have cable. But we, pretty crazy day around the office. I mean, with the Packers on a short week, today, Tuesday, is the Packers Wednesday, and the Packers Wednesday is the busiest day. So today was the busiest day, and just a lot of stuff going on around the office. Let's walk you through the day of a sports reporter. You start early in the afternoon. Today we had Matt LaFleur's press conference. So we went from Matt LaFleur's press conference back to the studio. From the studio, we started preparing for our evening shows. Then we went back to Lambeau Field because the Packers opened up the locker room. We talked to all the players, which you will hear from in just a little bit. From there, we went to our live show out at the Oneida Casino Hotel, where we have a half-hour show. If you don't know, Locker Room tonight. I was the hosting with my co-host, Harry Sidney. Did that. Then we went from the casino to some high school basketball games. And now we're here talking Packers with you in the green and gold. Everything in the green and gold as we get you ready for this playoff matchup. Talking to the players in the locker room, look, they're excited. I think if you think the vibes are down or morale's down, I think everybody, I walked out of that locker room like, it's one thing to say, like, everybody has an even slate. They're all 0-0. We're in the dance. And, like, say that, but to, like, believe it, it's a different thing. And I truly think after talking to these players, they don't care about riding a 4-game losing streak. Fans might. My belief in this team is it's going down by the day, but these players, man, they aren't afraid, or they're not flinching at the fact that they lost four games, because the reality is they're one of 14 NFL teams left in the dance, right? They're one of 14 NFL teams left in the dance. And that's all you can ask for when you get to January. When the calendar flips and your season is going on and continues, that's all you can ask for. And if there was a year, right? If there was a year that the Packers went on this, dare I say, like 2010 run, road dogs, road warriors, playing upset on the road, this year might be the year. I'm not saying they can do it, but tell me one NFL team right now, AFC, NFC, that you think is the clear gone absolute favorite in the NFL to win the Lombardi. Chiefs aren't in it, right? Chiefs aren't in it. Patrick Mahomes, he's recovering from an ACL right now. Pats aren't in it. Patrick Mahomes, sorry. Yes, the Patriots, yes. They are in it. Sorry. But Patrick Mahomes is not in it. If you asked me earlier in the year, I would have said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield's watching from Cancun right now. Baker Mayfield's watching from Cancun. Would have said the Rams. But the Rams don't look like what the Rams looked like just a few weeks ago. So it's wide open. Packers are one of 14 NFL teams left. They got talent. Can they put it all together? That's yet to be seen. Who knows? This team has a funny way of disappointing you every time they come out on the field lately. But all right, enough of that. Let's get to some players. We were talking to players in the locker room. Let's hear from Jayden Reed, Packers wide receiver, third year in the league, and third playoff appearance. Let's hear what Jayden Reed had to say today.
At a time, and do the best we can as a team, get to that ultimate goal.
How do you flip the switch from losing 4 in a row to get back and make sure momentum's on your side?
I don't think there's a switch to be flipped. I think it's just work. It's the work that's put in every day in, day out, and us being on the same page and executing.
What did you learn from the last 2 games against the Bears, especially the way the last one ended?
Yeah, they got a good team over there. You know, they play together. You know, they get the ball out. They do that a good job on defense getting the ball out. So, yeah, our job is to protect the ball. So, you know, that's our goal.
Jay, if you can take care of the ball and not turn it over, though, you can make things happen against those guys, can't you?
I think that happens against anybody. As long as you protect the ball, you got a chance. So.
Hey, Jaden, with the way last year's playoff game ended for you specifically, what does another opportunity mean to you?
Just blessed, man, to be able to go out there again and, you know, have an opportunity again. Like I said, since I've been here, you know, I've been in the playoffs every year. So, you know, I know it's not easy and I know what it takes. And, you know, we all just got to, you know, all get on the same page and go out there with the right mindset so we can, you know, reach our goal.
How has Jordan looked in practice the last couple weeks, even though he
He's
hasn't
great,
played?
Man. J Love is J Love, man. I don't think nothing can really change. You know, obviously injuries happen, but yeah, we've all faced those kind of things, and you know, we know how to, you know, shake back from it.
What's your level of faith in him going into these playoffs that he can do whatever it takes to win a game?
I mean, faith is extremely high for him. You know, I never lost hope or anything in J Love, so you know, I know the work he put in every day. It's gonna show out there on Sunday, Saturday, whatever day we play.
With all the game reps that you guys have taken, you feel like you can kind of just hit the ground running?
You said that one more time?
Yeah, with all the game reps that you guys have taken with Jordan, you feel like you can just kind of hit the ground running on Saturday night?
Yeah, game reps, and we practice during the week, so you know, yeah, that helps as well. You know, every rep count, you know, in this sport. So yeah, we just take advantage of every rep we get.
Did you see DJ Moore wearing that cheese grater thing on his head?
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Did you see it though, or no?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay.
What's you guys have kind of struggled in the red zone these last couple times offensively. I know it's always an emphasis, but like, is there any extra emphasis put on it this week, or is it just? Hey,
yeah, I think that just goes into preparation, man. Like we just got to hound in and lock in and execute during the week, you know, so that way when we go out there on Saturday, it just come natural.
Jaden, this is your third go-around. This is your third go-around. How different does it feel than 23 going to Dallas?
I think it's the same mindset, you know, honestly. But just knowing what it takes, you know, it's definitely a different feel, and you know, just mindset going into it, just knowing what it takes, and it's not easy. And you know, since we came short, you just feel like you got to do more at this point. So, I think that's the only mindset. Just try to do a little more than you usually do, so you can, you know, reach the goal.
What does it say about this team, this organization, this coaching staff, players that you guys are in this thing?
This is a winning organization. You know, I've been watching, you know, the rivalry all my life, really. Being a kid from Chicago, you know, just watching. You know, I mean, it was hard being a Bears fan because you know you just watch the Packers, you know, beat the Bears every year. You know, from my perspective. But yeah, man, it's a blessing to be a part of, and you know, just knowing what it takes, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Will you have a lot of family members there on Saturday?
I don't know. The tickets are a little high this week. I spent a pretty penny the last time we played in Chicago, so I'm not sure. But we'll see.
Yeah, the mindset going into this playoffs as opposed to.
So Jaden Reed I asked him right there if you're going to have family members. He was like, pretty penny. We just did a story on our newscast. They're selling upwards towards $1,000. See the Packers Bears third ever, or well, only played 3 times in the playoffs. So remember that 2010 NFC Championship game, right? Where the Packers clinch in Chicago at Soldier Field. Head on to en route to their Super Bowl 45 victory. Remember B.J. Raji? What a cool moment for B.J. Raji, man. Pick 6. Goes on to win the Super Bowl. Does his little dance in the end zone. Where's B.J. Raji been? Anybody know? You haven't heard that name in years. Fan favorite, though. Hopefully, can you imagine if, like, I don't even know, like, there's no comparison to, like, I would say, like, Devontae Wyatt, but he's obviously done for the year. Like, a pick 6 like that, same thing. History repeats itself. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. All right, let's take a break. You'll hear more from the locker room coming up next on WFRV Sports Night. Welcome back to WFRV Plus Sports Night. Some kind of interesting news today. Not really interesting, but I think it's a really smart move. The Packers, they said today when we talked to Matt LaFleur that Malik Willis is healthy. He's expected to be Jordan Love's backup. So they got their quarterbacks healthy and right. The team released Clayton Tune today. After a struggling performance against Minnesota that I think everybody's just burned the tape from at this point, they've released Clayton Tune, and the team has signed, oh my God, I'm blanking on it, Desmond Ridder. They have signed Desmond Ridder to the active roster, quarterback who had a lot of hype. I believe it was with the Falcons. I remember right. Desmond Ridder, Falcons. That sounds right. Packers picked him up last week off the Minnesota Vikings practice squad, and now he is on the 53-man roster going forward into the playoffs. And this is a smart move. It might not pay dividends right now, but we know that, everybody knows Malik Willis is going to get paid in the offseason, right? So what do the Packers do at backup quarterback? Do you draft somebody? Do you use a day 3 pick on a quarterback out there from mid-major, whatever it is, like JUCO? I don't know. No, the Packers, they signed Desmond Ridder, and this is what they did with Malik Willis, right? They bring in a guy that has a lot of talent, has a lot of tools, but the toolbox is still left open a little bit, not shut. It's not refined. It's not all there yet. They did a heck of a job with Malik Willis, to the tune of he's probably going to get a contract, I don't know, $30, $40 million a year, multi-year deal possibly. So they got Desmond Ridder as their backup, going to be, I assume will be the backup quarterback next year. And if they can do the same thing that they did to Malik Willis, Packers could be in a good spot. Thought that was a very interesting move today. All right, let's go inside of the locker room. So we said that Jaden Reed has been to the playoffs 3 times in his 3 years in the NFL. But how about Anthony Belton, a big old lineman that the Packers drafted this year? Let's hear from him ahead of his first playoff appearance.
Yeah, man, pretty excited. This is my first one, like you said. It's just another opportunity to go out there, put good stuff on tape, get better, and hopefully keep dancing, man.
Has it sunk in yet, like the magnitude of this particular game as well, Packers-Bears?
You can feel it airing a little bit, but it's still sinking in for me a little bit.
What did you guys learn from the last 2 games against these guys, especially what happened in the fourth quarter in the last minute Soldier Field?
Yeah, football is a game of 4 quarters. Anything can happen, so that's why we got to do our part. Just make sure we're not giving them those chances to, make those big plays, or just keep it out of their hands and just keep it in our hands.
Nervous, excited, or is this just the next game on your schedule?
Excited. First time in the playoffs, but still the opportunity to keep playing in the NFL and just, get better and put stuff on tape.
What do you like on game day? I'm over here behind the guy with the camera.
Huh?
What's game day like for you, like the hour or 2 before a game? What do you like?
It's more like, calm. I'm just calm. It's not much to it. It's just calm, just another opportunity, just excited. I can just go out there and play football because playing football fun.
Music, making jokes with your teammates?
I listen to music. Yeah. Big music guy. But I just be in there getting ready on my phone, a little TikTok, music, but yeah.
Anthony, when you guys got back in the building this week, it's a short week, but how do you think the mood and vibe was? Because you guys are heading into the playoffs with the 4-game losing streak attached to it.
I feel like just everybody has that mindset to just come in today just ready to work. At the end of the day, it's an opportunity. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, though, it's an opportunity for us to go out there and do what the goal that's been set from the beginning of the years was possibly make a Super Bowl. So, we got to be detailed. That's something I feel like everybody in this building does. Like every day, it's like day in and day out. Everyone's detailed with their work, their craft. So, pretty confident with how guys are approaching and coming in.
Matt's talked a lot about clean slate. Do you believe it's a clean slate 0-0, or do you try to take from the past and things you've learned as well?
Nah, it's good to take from the past, but it definitely is a clean slate. Everybody going in, and everybody's on the same type of, chopping block. It's win or go home. So you definitely can't say it's a clean slate.
Anthony, did you want to see the Bears again the way the last time you saw him ended?
Me personally, I don't care who I see. You know, it's an opportunity. We in the playoffs. So, but I mean, Bears, it's a good rivalry. You know, you definitely feel it, especially just my first time playing them. I wasn't aware that it was a rivalry until that week came, and you definitely felt it. So it's a lot of excitement. It's going to be a good atmosphere, and it's going to be fun.
Is there still a bad taste in your mouth from that last game?
Oh, definitely. Because like I said, it's we put ourselves in a position for them to have the game in their hands instead of us being we could have been better in a lot of areas, especially just, you know, keeping the ball out of their hands, just being more consistent with, I say up front, just moving the ball, creating those lanes and stuff like that.
So how do you go ahead and make sure you finish those games?
Just got to be detailed this week with our assignments. Just continue to communicate with each other and make sure we're on the same page.
Anthony, obviously, every week you want to keep the quarterback upright, but this one, obviously, probably a little bit more so. Considering Jordan's coming off concussion protocol, how important will it be just to keep Jordan upright?
Oh, no matter the circumstances, it's important to keep him clean, no matter what, no matter.
Anthony, you're in a locker room that has a lot of playoff experience, which makes you pretty rare, obviously. What is it like going into this game when it's something you haven't gone through before?
I don't know. I mean, I'm approaching it as another game, and just any game for me, I always approach it with just a mindset to go in and just attack. I know this is my first playoff game, but you know, I feel like it's nothing we really need to change. You know, we just got to stay on top of our work, stay on top of our assignments, and continue to be detailed.
That's the right approach. How hard?
So that's your second-round draft pick, Packers fans. Anthony Belton, who's had some playing time in his rookie year, starting at right guard and stuff like that. And he's a big boy, 6'6", 336 pounds. You watch the tape versus Minnesota, and boy, does that guy have some sheer power on him, right? My goodness. Packers O-line, very interesting, right now? I mean, you got Sean Ryan at center, which he's had some struggles, but you got Jordan Morgan, using him more at tackle. So could you imagine an offensive line, Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Aaron Banks at right guard, Sean Ryan at center, Anthony Belton at right guard, and Zach Tom at right guard or right tackle? It's a pretty good offensive line to keep Mr. Number 10, Jordan Love, upright in years to come. All right. When we come back on WFRV Plus Sports Night, we will be wrapping up the show. We'll hear a little bit from your starting safety, Xavier McKinney. Second playoff appearance for him with the green and gold. We'll hear from him and more coming up next. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn. That is me. Hello, folks. I'm riding solo. I said it before, but no Carson Fowler. It's just me. All right, let's get to Xavier McKinney. Your starting safety for the Packers. I wouldn't say disappointing year for him. There was a lot of opportunities out there that he just couldn't cash in on. I feel like it's he shoulda and woulda, coulda had like 6 interceptions this year or something like that. All right, let's hear from him.
Times it kind of hinders the player when he can't be himself. But I think now that with that coach, he's given him the freedom to go out there and just be who he is, and it's letting him make plays and take chances when they're there and extend plays and kind of just like I said, be him, be who he's always been since the college days. So yeah.
What do you tell younger teammates about how things are going to change now in the playoffs?
Yeah, I've just been preaching. It's only one opportunity. I think that's the biggest. That's kind of like the biggest thing from regular season and the playoffs. It's one shot. It's not, you get a game and then you get another opportunity. No, it's one opportunity. You got to make the most of it. So that being said, the details have to be on point. The play style has to be on point. And we got to be ready to go. We can't take it for granted because, so I know people that have been in the league for, longer than I have and haven't been to one playoff. So just, letting them know to not take this moment for granted and it don't come around too often. So just making the most out of it.
This might be similar to Dennis's first question, but playing a team 3 times, how does preparation differ the third time around?
I don't think it's a different level of preparation. We're both very familiar with each other. I think, when you plan a team multiple times, I think it just comes down to play style and who's going to really play the hardest. And I really think, that's what it is. I think like we're still gonna prepare, the right way and do it how we always prepare. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be about, when you get in between those lines, those white lines, who's gonna go the hardest every play for 60 minutes, and whoever does is usually the team that come out successful.
Knowing that the first 2 games came down to crunch time and very last play, pretty much, how important is it to really get a grasp on the crunch time, 2-minute drill, anything, late in the game, because these are 2 teams that like to play each other.
Very important. Very important. I think every situation of football and this game is going to be very important. Because it might, you're talking about 2 minute, but it could be something that happened earlier a situation that happened earlier in the game that might have an effect on the game later. So you never really know, what situation is going to have an effect, but you do know that all of them count. So when they do show up, you got to be on your keys and you got to know, what's coming, what to expect, and you got to be able to capitalize on plays.
Where do you think your defense is right now? The good and maybe the area where you'd like to see yourself do better with what's on your mind?
I'd rather keep that kind of in-house. But I think we got a really good defense. I think we know, what we have to correct. We play games, and obviously we could have been better in areas, but we're not perfect. And, another thing I've been preaching is everything that's happened in the past is what it is. Like, everybody's 0-0, so now is our time to reset and reestablish our identity as a defense and as a team. So that's kind of my message.
You had not missed a snap at all before getting Sunday off. Do you think you probably needed it too, whether you'd admit it or not, but how much do you think it helped that all the frontline guys got that time off?
Big time. I think all of us getting that time off, and I'm not even going to say time off, that game off, it was big for all of us. I think we needed that for our bodies, for our mentals, to be ready for this moment, that we're going to be faced upon on Saturday. So I think it was good for all of us.
You mentioned your message to the younger players who maybe haven't been in a playoff game before, but a lot of you in your have postseason experience. Is how valuable is that this week in preparation and then as the game unfolds?
As far as what experience
in the playoffs? Or is there nothing, or not as much?
I mean, it matters. I think experience matters at a point. But I've also seen, guys with a ton of experience get beat by guys that don't have a ton of experience. I think it's all about play style and how you go out there and play and execute. Because it's like you can have a guy with a whole bunch of experience, but if he don't prepare the right way, then that experience don't mean nothing. So it all just depends on the player, and it depends on how you go out there and prepare. So I don't even want to say experience. It has something to do with it at a point for sure. But it just depends on who the player is.
Actually, sort of have this relaxed demeanor. How do you stay so
I don't know. It's just who I am. I never try to get too high. I never try to get too low. And like I said before, it's not just for me. It's for these guys around me as well that are looking to me for different things, looking at me to lead or be a certain way. So I try not to get too high. I try not to get too low. Even in games, my demeanor is going to be the same at all times, because good things can happen, but also bad things can happen. But you can't really go off of that. You got to just kind of keep going. You got to move on from things, whether it's good or bad, and that helps your group also do the same. So I just try to keep that mentality to try to help not only myself but the guys around me.
Is it the same mentality you keep thinking about games too? This is obviously a really big game, but at the end of the day, it is just another game.
For sure. Yeah, that's definitely how I see. Obviously, it's very important to me, and I show that through how I prepare and how I go into meetings and how I, do walkthroughs and how I go out to practice and then how I go out there and play. So, it definitely matters, but I just try to stay even keel all the way through.
You mentioned the experience thing, and I know you guys have to perform, you have to execute, but is there something to be said about the confidence that you guys can have as a group, especially guys that have been in the playoffs against a quarterback and a head coach for the first time? They've not not been in the playoffs? Is there something confidence-wise that maybe you guys have more of that, and you think because of the inexperience on the other sideline that you guys can excel in your confidence?
Nah, it ain't even about nothing. That's what I'm saying. It ain't about none of that. Because regardless of experience, that don't mean you can't get beat. So I try not to push that message, to the guys, because I think, regardless of experience or not, like, motherfucker can still go out there and get beat, regardless of if you got hella experience or not. So I just don't think that's really the right message to go about it. So I don't even think about it that way.
That's Xavier McKinney talking about the Packers' playoff hopes ahead of the wild card game on Saturday in Chicago. Packers can do it. They got to show it. What Packers team is going to show up? Is it one that plays all 4 quarters and finishes the job, or is it the team that we saw last time in Soldier Field fumbling the lead away, can't recover an onside kick, force overtime, and fumble and alter their chances? All right. Well, we'll see. Few days away. You flip a coin, and I'd agree with you. Who wins? I still don't have a clear-cut decision. I think the Packers can. Will they? It's yet to be seen. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching WFRV Plus Sports Night. I'm Kyle Malzahn. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit more from the guys in the locker room. So long.